all the strike and whatever we stayed. I think we stayed about 6 years in university. Maybe I went to church maybe 3 times. Not because I wasn't, when I was growing up, we go to church, you know, those kind of church. Not because you are born again. So I was just a bad girl. So after that, I told myself I'm going to Abuja to come and make money. So when the people that came in at the time, there was military regime just to come and make money. You know, of course, you know, to make money, the men that will sleep with you and do one or two things. But when I came, my friend just told me, okay, there's a church where you can wear mini and go. I said, okay, come and take it to the church. And when they said Hilton, of course, Hilton was happening, you know, since that time in Abuja. And I want, all my clothes are here. I don't think I had, except for when I'm wearing jeans, but I don't used to have any long things. But I have the finest legs you ever seen. So I knew I was the soft legs. So I knew from my legs were fine. So I flaunt it. If you get it, you flaunt it. And of course, when you flaunt it, all the boys, they'll be after you. I just like for them to get coming and I say no. You know that kind of posing. When they come, you try to be walking and you know all of them are looking at you. When they come, you are posing and say no. So I used to be that kind of person until I came to I went to public working center. And that day they were thinking about the proper dressing and magic for Christian girls. And I came out for fashion. Of course, I came out for fashion. I still went back, took my life, continued my sin. Another day, the late altar call, I came out again. After that, I still took my life. It took maybe up to 4 times before I became serious. But what made me serious was when eventually I joined youth church. When I went to youth church, apparently the youth there were born again more than me. Because they had an organized youth church where the girls are sharp, but they're born again. So it's only to be the one teaching them. I was learning from that. I'm actually all this. I'm trying to give you a background. We're going to be talking about sex. We're going to be talking about dating. We're going to be talking about setting your goals. And a lot of things I'm going to be talking to you about, you will not read it in a book. I'm going to be talking to you. That's why I said whatever we discuss here remains with us. Okay? And you remain with us because I'm trying to use I use my life, my experience was what gave back to this ministry. Okay? You know, one thing I love is when I'm able to talk to young people and they are able to like connect. But young people, I found out most of the time don't even want to talk to anybody because all we do is to connect them. Each of us will help a young girl that is going through struggles. A young girl is telling you, the boy is testing you, say, go to fight with you. No. I don't think when you tell your mom, when you tell your auntie, your boy is after you because if you want to sleep with them, you won't even tell them. That's what I believe. You keep it as a secret. So if a girl comes to confide in you, it means the girl trusts you to give her a reasonable advice. It's not for you to cast aspersion. It's not for you to judge. So that's why I do. After this, I'm going to do a program in December. You just for girls. Yes, and you can feel learning. When we finish now, you tell me and you'll be asking when is it? Because that's where we bear. She will be in front of my class. So she knows that's where the thinking was where we are looking forward to it. Because we bear ourselves. We talk and stay there. This is 10 years I got separated from my husband. And I'm living somewhere. One day when I came out, the man was slept. Let me fast forward. When I was pregnant, you know, we got married, I was pregnant, and I went to the hospital. Then I was working in the bank as a manager. So our bank used to use Avidectomy. How many of you know Avidectomy? And the benefits, I think it's in my stomach. I think there, you know, everybody was pregnant, you know, you're going to go and register. It's the bank that pays. So when I went there with my husband, you know the excitement, you're married, and I was like, after 2 years, you're getting pregnant, you're excited, I don't know where I register. I was able to spend many money, you know, kind of thing, something you've been looking for. And besides, I didn't marry as a younger. I'm still going back to that. Anyone I forget, remind me. So, when I got to the reception, the reception was not asking me, you know, they need to take my back. So I asked, how old are you? I said, have you been pregnant before? I'm like, why are you asking me that nonsense? Because I'm already feeling some fun to tell you that if you got married, you don't have a child. Why are you asking me that I'm pregnant before? I said, okay, yes. She said, have you done abortion before? And my husband was standing beside me, and because the person they're asking because is a pastor, you know, supposed to be a ceremonial, this Christian person that is very spiritual, the preaching, and they're asking you something that is in your heart. How will I answer? And I said, I asked the person that takes the data, I said, does it matter? She said, please, madam, it's always I said, don't give me, other people are waiting, give me, you know the way they can be rude. I said, yes, sorry. I said, okay, I've done abortion before. She said, how many times? Jesus. I couldn't even count. I said, I did my hand. Every round I was doing, to give her a hand to 3 times. But now I said, yeah, so why are you asking me all these things? She said, madam, just take your daughter and go. We'll schedule you to see a doctor. After I went to do a research, I wanted to listen. So why is it that when a woman is pregnant, they want to do an abortion before, they leave all those data to an unborn child. They say sometimes abortion can affect the unborn child. If you have done abortion several times, it can also affect the uterus or whatever the person. Sometimes you can miscarry because that place has been widened. Sometimes the women, it could be the other reason. So sometimes they need to sew it to make it tighter. Do you understand? And all those things, they need it because they said sometimes they do abortion sex and all those things. You might have a disease that can affect the child. So they need to get all those data. They do this with good confidence, not any. So why am I telling you this? There's some things we do. I was talking about self-preservation. There's some things we do, we don't even think, we didn't even know. We did it in ignorance, we're not born again. But now I'm born again. Whatever you've done, you somehow want to catch up with you. They want to catch up with you, and if catch up with you at the point you don't even know what to do. And of course, took all those, I think, because I went to a different hospital. I went there, I went to it was this prayer that I eventually used. I went to schizophrenia, did the test, was okay. They said, madam, your baby is doing well. They did one test, they said, come back on Tuesday, your baby is doing well. And I came back by Friday and miscarried. And that was the last time I was pregnant. And let me tell you what the devil does. In that situation, you need to speak to you. Are you sure it's not because of the... It might not be. It might not be. Then, that was 2010. By 2011, I left my banking job. 2012, I did every year. I did this one. It was on the second one. My husband walked away. He said he couldn't wait. He's not ready for the marriage anymore. He walked away. Some of the things, the devil, if you've not built yourself, the devil at certain points in your life will begin to attack you. Okay? With some of the things you've done in the past. If you're not strong enough, you just live in regret, but I don't live in regret because I know when you give your life to Christ, all things are possible. And God throws your sin into the sea of forgetfulness. But I'm telling you all this that there's still certain consequences. If you get pregnant out of wedlock, if you give your life to Christ, you'll be seeing the child. You'll be seeing the child. God has forgiven you, and you see the child. God's so kind. If you're born again, you're able to love the child because there's no child that is a mistake. If any child is a mistake, all the women trusting God for a second, they would have been having children. So when I began to do my study, every woman you see, we have, as we are born, you have the number of eggs. Your number of eggs is already assigned to you. That's why every month you shed some. That is mental. You keep shedding. Until when you finish it, that's when the woman does what? Enter menopause. Have you heard of this? Enter menopause. What am I saying? Nobody sat down to discuss with me the opportunity to have. I never had it with anybody. That it's good for you to marry at your time. Every woman, every girl, you have a circle. I came and I wanted to build a career. You see, everybody wants to build a career, You want to build a career, your biological clock is ticking, it's not waiting for you. I was building a career, being a banker, making money, enjoying. Before I knew it, at 36 was when I was getting married. Then I getting married at 36 and miscarrying And you know that kind of thing. If I had married at the time maybe we were 14 years and now maybe 23, I have my children. Because it's a given. There are things that God has given seed time harvest. You know, we don't talk about it. We think everything and let's pray. There's some things that is a normal, you don't need to pray. That is the truth. I found out. As I can talk to young people. If you are tested, what do? You need to pray for the water to enter your mouth. The same thing it is with marriage. Check out a lot of women, a lot of young praying for marriages. Check out their age. Go and ask them. There was a time they were pursuing. They were probably. Like everything, there's a season. This one is no season. Everywhere you pass, you see them carrying from the church. By December, when you see them again, that's how it is with yours. Every of us have our time, and I'm telling you, you will not read this in the book. When you read some Western book, they tell you, I don't want to have a child, When you ask elderly people that didn't have children, one of their regrets is not having a child or not getting married. Of course, over there, because they have a system that take care of old people, we don't have that there. You train other people's children, by the time you are old, you realize that you are lonely. You forget and go concentrate with the people. So I'm saying to you that try your life. That's why I was talking about goal setting. Don't let anything happen to you. Be deliberate. Be deliberate about your planning in the next 5 years. Where am I supposed to be? In the next 10 years, where am I supposed to be? I'm talking about dating. Some of you are dating and you believe, oh, I need to date. There's nothing, my friends are doing it. And I've spoken to you people enough. Self-esteem is not believing in yourself. You begin to do what your friends are doing. The issue is that your friends, you are not your friends. They may do some things and get away with you. What about you? What about you? You need to set out your plan. If you are 19, if you are 17, I want you to bring out your book now, all of you. Write the goal setting. I'm mixed up everything because that's how I teach my class. And I'm teaching sex, I'm teaching sexuality, and all of them together. Right? My 5-year plan. You're going to write that when you go at it, but I'm going to teach you how to say that. Okay? If you are 17, in 5 years, how old will you be? 21 years. Is it 82? Thank you. If you are 18, the next 5 years, how old will you be? Huh? If you are 19, how old will you be? You know what, folks, you don't put pen and paper. In the phone, you are 25. So, we don't do that. I want people to be deliberate. This is your book. You're going to get a book. Call it your goal book. Don't let anybody see it. Okay? And I want you, when you go and think deliberately, where will I be in the next 5 years? What is my plan? And of course, you know nothing about goals. What is the characteristics of a goal? Who knows? Huh? There's that acronym for that. Anybody that gets it means something from me. For goal setting. I've never seen anything for you people. Smart. Specific. Can you remember? Is anybody remember? Measurable, what else? Huh? Attainable, what is the name? Smart. I just said smart. Don't reserve. Somebody help my minister. Just escape. You say what? Yes, not, the other one is correct. The other one is correct. Somebody should get it for me. Because as you're going to set those goals, you're going to use, okay, you're going to use God's characteristics to be able to set your goals. So when you say the goal is supposed to be specific, what do you mean by that? You don't come and say, I'm setting a goal to be in I want to travel. If you want to say, I want to travel, you need to say, I'm traveling to America. You are specific. Not just, I want to go. Lots of people, they come out and say, I want to go on vacation. Where exactly do you want to go to? Okay? Where do you want to go to? Because if you want to go to a place, you should be able to say, in this holiday, I'm going to Dubai. Okay? But I'm going to, before I even go to SMART, there are different stages of goal. Okay? I want to just quickly, different stages of goal. Number one stage is picture stage. So when that 5 things that you're going to write, you have to picture it first. See yourself in it. Then you can get it. I'm giving you an idea how to set it. Give you an idea. You're not writing anything. Very good. If it's, you have to picture it. The second stage is instruction. So when you picture it, what is the first one is picture stage. Second one is instruction. What am I supposed to do? Now that you've set it, what am I supposed to do? You mean that you do what? You start working towards the back. I'm gonna attend. Do you understand? So when we're talking about realistic goal, you cannot come and say if you're 17 now, you say in 5 years time, you guys set something that is not realistic. What do I mean by that? He said, Aunty Uloma, okay, if you are 15, he said, I want to be married in 5 years' time. You are 19, you are still in school. Why am I saying that? It doesn't. Some people marry at 13, isn't it? But for a Christian that you had what you had, is that the right time for you to marry? There are some things you need to put in place. And even if you, in that 10 years plan, you said, okay, I'm going to get married. What are the things that you need to look at before you set that goal? There are parameters. You must get a man that share the same value. If you want to be a career woman, discuss. You have to write it there. You need to discuss with the man that believe in that you want to be a career. Not somebody that, oh, I'm in love. By the time you marry, say no, resign from your job. It has broken a lot of marriages. The woman is pursuing a career, doing well, they marries, retires, start begging for money. Have you seen such thing before? So you need to get a man that share the same value. These are the time for you to write out the qualities. Write out the qualities you want in your man. Write out the qualities you look out for. Then where do I want to work in the next 10 years? It should be in between there. Because in this class now, in the next 10 years, you should be working. What organization, what am I looking at? Where do I want to work? So that you don't just behave like Nigerians, will come out and you look like you're stranded. So when you go for interview, when they ask you where do you want to work, you say just give me any job. That's what we do. Out of frustration, out of, but I want this age for you to plan it. So that by the time you are going, you're already deliberate. You said, okay, I want to do my master's. Then after that, plan your life. Plan your life. Plan your life. Plan your life. So you need to something. Tomorrow, if we have time, we'll still talk about it. But it's not I'm going to be looking at your secrets. You share the ones you want to share. Is your private property, okay? You don't need to share with everybody. But you can share some so that I can correct you. So that is one thing about goal setting. I don't want us to go by the books. You'll be hearing goal setting by the books. I want us to do something realistic. Set your goals. I never had time to do this. So that's why one day I woke up, I was already 35 years. Meanwhile, when I came to do my youth service, maybe I was 22. And by the time I started working in the bank, the money was interesting. You are feeling cool as a single girl that have the money. At what benefit? At what benefit? Before you know it, by the time you make so much money, Nigerian is a different culture. The men are scared of you. They are scared of you. When they come, and let me tell you something about the cycle of a woman. There's a way it goes. A time comes in your life, the right men are coming to you. People that are good are coming to you. Then as you progresses, by the time you make so much money and all that, some of them are scared of you. And the ones that may come is the one that want to eat your money. Then the time comes, you pass that one, like my age now. If you want to come, you are very careful now. Sometimes it might not even really be the kind of man that you want, because people are telling you just need to marry. So you begin to make excuses. Yes, take out some things. They make excuses, remove some things. Let me just get married. I don't want to be alone. Am I making sense? So you need to make your decision when you are in charge and responsible for your decision. Is that okay? When you are responsible for your choices. When you are responsible for your choices. So that by the time the man comes, you are not under pressure. And the person is not under pressure. Two of you will check out yourself and share and think, do I share the same value with this person? Then if you want to say yes, you say not under duress. Not because you are telling your mates are married. No, marry. Or they are telling you, no, your time is going, you need to get pregnant. That kind of thing. Oh, you need to marry to have a child. No. Do it at your ease. At the right time. So that the right person that come is the man that fall into the man you are going to describe in your book. Because you're going to describe, I want you to write the qualities that you look out for. Godly man, this, that, you write it out. And when I say that, and in that your goal, you need to write at what age you want to start dating. Write it. When am I supposed to start dating? There was a Bible we used one time in church. In America it's nothing. Now 17, at 18, it's okay for you to date. It's okay for them, their culture. And their culture, when they date, it's okay for them to start living together. They live together. But over here, in Christendom, we are Christians before any culture. It is wrong. You can't live with a man that is not your husband. It's not because you have sex. And we know the wrong thing about premarital sex. Nobody tells them about what goes on about premarital sex, and I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about that and being as practical as possible. before they'll tell you no, you want to have sex and you wear condom. It's okay. Do you wear condom in your conscience? You don't wear condom in your conscience. Do you wear those God see you have it? There's something. People are disturbing us. Let me tell you the secret. You people calm down your voice, so. Okay. Okay. So when we're talking about sex, we're talking about sex. The scripture, I'm going to show you some scriptures later. It's spiritual. It's more spiritual than physical. When you sleep, assuming I'm a man, I sleep with her. Okay? And I leave her, go and sleep with another person. You carry the spirit. If this person have 10 demons pursuing her, you carry it and go and point into this one. Demons multiply in a geometrical. You put down arithmetic. Geometry is when it's spiraling out. So it doesn't even follow. It's not doing 1 + 1 = 2. That's why it's geometry when they say 1 will change 1,000 and 2 will do what? So is it 1 + 1? That's the way it is with sex. That's the way it is with sex. I hope you are learning something. So you are carrying. That's why you see people, because they have some sex with different people that are not married to them, they are carrying. They are carrying different things. Okay. So before we go to that, let me talk the one that is appropriate to you people that concerns you. What is the right time to date? What do you think is the right time to date? Somebody respond to me.
The right time to date.
Why? Okay. So why is it that it's not okay, for you to date, when you're not ready to marry? Why?
Because there are certain things that come with a relationship.
Okay.
Disturb the balance
Yeah. So that Bible I was talking about, they talked about dating, that it's okay to date. But the question is, when you do dating because your friends are doing it, what do you do? At this age, as a woman, you have your hormones. You start seeing your menses, you have your hormones. Sometimes after your menstrual cycle, you begin to feel funny. Some people before at ovulation begin to feel like having sex. It's your hormones shouting that it's normal. Then now you have a boy that you're holding hands. A day will come, you don't know, out of impulse, the day you kiss the person. And you're a Christian girl. I have done this ministry that I've seen people, they'll come and tell you, and tell them, I don't know what happened. I am pregnant. We didn't plan it. Nobody plans to commit sin. There's nobody that deliberately just wake up and say, okay, I want to go and commit sin. And that's why the Bible says we should do what? Flee all appearances. Because you know that this body is weak. Even as I am as a pastor, my body is weak. I have my weakness. Don't tempt yourself. The Bible says, for you not awaken love until it is what? Ripe. Don't go and set yourself up. Some of us set ourselves up until I will not do anything, blah, 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 blah. But most of the time we end up doing something. Let's open to 1 Corinthians 6, 15 to 20 if you have your Bible. I want to read the scripture for you, then I will still talk. 1 Corinthians 6, 15 to 20. If you are there, just read it for us. 1 Corinthians 6, 15 to 20.
It says, know ye not that your bodies are the members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them the members of a harlot? What know ye not Flee fornication. Okay, flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. What, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
This ye, is that your Bible? So how do you understand that ye? You should get a Bible that is simple. NLT. Different version. Always get a Bible that is simple for you to understand. Is that okay? There are versions that are interesting these days, that there are a lot of versions that young people like. Don't get a Bible that make reading the Bible, study the Bible uninteresting to you. Okay? Get a version. Tell your mommy to get you a version that is very. Let me see if I can get that in Passion. Have you read you know about Passion Translation? Let me see if I have Passion Translation. Let me see if I can get that. What's that in 1 Corinthians what? Okay. Let me see if it's in Passion Translation. I want to show you something. Because that's where most young people don't like to read. But if you get it from verse what, 16? Okay, I'm trying to. You see, let me read. Don't you know that your bodies belong to Christ as his body parts? Should one presume to take the members of Christ's body and make them into members of a harlot? Absolutely not. Aren't you aware of the fact that when anyone sleeps with a prostitute, you see how simple it is? He becomes a part of her, and she becomes a part of him. For it has been declared, the two becomes a single body. No, that's what I was trying to explain. The moment anybody you sleep, you are carrying their spirit. If you sleep with any man, you start carrying their spirit. That's where some people say people are pressing me, I need deliverance, because you don't know whether when they get back to them, they committed them to one shrine. And nobody committed you. But you slept with them and there's transference of spirit. They've transferred evil spirit to you. Then another person, you sleep with another person and he grows in that order, geometrical order. And before you know it, there are so many things. You're supposed to be intelligent, you're supposed to be reading and passing, and they keep pressing you. You come and say, Auntie, I don't know what is wrong with me. I don't even know why I read, I didn't pass. I don't know why certain things happened to me. I've seen that with a lot of girls. Because of those kind of experience, they just got tormented. And they're wondering what happened because they opened themselves. Sex, the vagina is like a gateway. That's where you give birth, isn't it? It's from vagina. That's why it's a gateway. And it's our weapon as women. Don't let anybody go there. That's why that scripture said your body is a temple. It's your weapon. You know, most of the time I'm seeing girls say, after I slept with you, you slept with me. The men, all they know, they only pour into your body. They take away. But we collect. We collect. We collect. That's why they don't feel anything. That's why when they sleep with us and they can walk away and they're feeling proud and they're discussing, you see them discuss with their friends. They feel that they've captured you. Because when they sleep with us, they feel that they've captured your essence. And truly, our body is our strength, is our power. If you can close your leg as a girl, you don't know the power you carry. The devil cannot torment you because it's your temple. There's so much inside of you. But you keep making that mistake and you go and make mistake, you feel empty. Devil will come and be talking it in your ears to make you feel terrible. Am I making sense? It make you feel terrible. There are sexual traps. There are different sexual traps. I'm going to be talking about them. Eyes. Different sexual traps. Your eye. What are you watching? Some of us, our temptation comes from what we watch. In your phone, what is there now? Are you looking at pornography? Are you looking at... Some of you is Big Brother. You can't wait to go home to go and watch Big Brother. What is it adding to you? You see them trying to have sex. You see people paying now. They cover it. They pay to go and check where people are having sex. All those things, whether you like it or not, will begin to play in your brain. Can you handle it? Don't tempt yourself. Don't tempt yourself with evil. Don't tempt yourself with things that will torment you. And before you know it, you feel like having sex with a boy. That boy that been telling you, I like you, I love you. No, they speak wrong English when they chase us. You can't be telling boy, it's okay, let's try something. You do not awaken love. Is that the right thing that you should be doing? There's a time for you to face academics. That's what I'm saying. There's a process, and there's a time for you to get married. There's a time to get married. There's a time to pursue your career. That's why I want you to deliberately do your 10-year plan, so that when some things that want to happen, you say, did I plan for this? And it doesn't mean that you cannot adjust it. Along the line, you can be adjusting it as you are growing, as you are getting experience, as you are getting exposed. Another sex trap is music. Love music. What kind of music do you listen to? There's some music I listen to, I feel like having sex. I've been married now, so I used to have it. So there's some music that when you have it, when you listen to it, the next thing you begin to feel, feel somehow. Dating is another sex trap. When you begin to date a guy, you begin to hold your body. Whenever you hold, you see touch. When you touch somebody that you have that kind of feeling for, current passes. Before you get it, you get turned on. I'm telling you things you will not read in the book. Oh, I'm using my life. And before you know it, you are weak. Your sense of reasoning becomes weak. When the person wants to press your breast, you will not be able to say no. That resistance just die. When he kisses you, you'll be saying, no, I don't want. And you are still wishing that he continue. But I don't want. You are wishing that he continue. It happens to all of us. It happened to me before. Internet. When you go to social media, what platform do you go to? What do you listen to? Who are your role models there? People that wear panta bra, be dancing, you love them. You will call them influencers. They are influencing the world negatively. What is social media doing to you? Where are you in social media? You want to belong? A lot of those people that you see, they have 2 million, they have 30 million. The other day somebody they are so lonely. They do all those things. They are virtual people. People that they don't see are following them, but they are so lonely. Another sexual trap is your thought. What are you thinking about? And your thought comes from what you see. What is your eye? Your eye is your gateway. What do you listen to is your gateway. And it goes into your thought. Before you know, it begins to form. And you begin to think about that boy. How many of you have had a crush before? I've had. It's a normal thing with girls. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? But what you do with it is what matters. When you listen to certain things, when you crush on somebody, and because you have filled your head with a lot of things, before you know it, begin to form things. And that boy that's been telling you, I like you. You want to say, okay, let me give him a trial. What trial to do what? There are people that I had relationship in the past. If I see them, I want to throw up. I ask myself, what were you thinking? Because at that age, they feel that they are all that. At this age, I can't do that. That's why you need to be matured mentally, physically to do some of those things. At this age, pursue your education, plan it. So when it is time, you say, okay, I want to date. And when you want to date, what am I supposed to do? There's godly dating. You set the rules. You get a godly person that also believes in what you believe. The person that believes that you don't want sex before marriage. Don't go and get a guy that believes in sex before marriage. He will pressure you and you fall. The Bible said, do not be unequally yoked with what? Unbelievers. He will pressure you. And if you're like me, when I'm in love, I am weak. That's my weakness. I can do anything. So that's why I'm deliberate. After my husband left, a lot of people that I thought, they want. When you go, people come and give certain testimonies. No, it's not true. They all want to sleep with me. You want to get a contract, they want to sleep with you. They say your stupid husband has gone. After all, you are not married. Most of the time over here, they don't want to do anything for us free. Do not be deceived. So that's why you need to be deliberate in whatever you do. Don't go in out of ignorance. I know when a man wants to do anything with me. Don't pretend. They invite you to the office, you pretend like you don't know that what they want. We know. We just wish it is not it. Sometimes long throat, you want the money and you are setting yourself up. You keep collecting the gifts. It will give them access. I've seen a lot of girls raped because they kept giving them gifts, and then the man gets angry that the man doesn't want to feel that you've used them. They want to pay back. Fashion, another sex trap. Fashion. What are you wearing? I told you I used to wear mini. I used to wear mini hot one, and my legs were very fine. They are very fine. Do you know how many times I've had sex attempt, rape attempts? But I'm a very strong person. That's why they couldn't succeed. One of them, I went to Absu to see somebody, and I went to see my cousin. He wanted to rape me in his room. I broke. That's the day I found out that this Coca-Cola bottle is very strong. Wanted to break, he couldn't break. I eventually broke that and I was going to stab him. Because when I dress, they say when I dress, I look sex. I look like sex. So men are moved by what they see. Are you hearing me? Don't pretend when they see our lives, their body is shaking. When they see your breast is shaking, they are moved by what they see. You know, we are not moved by what to see. We are moved by what? What to hear. That's why they'll tell you you are the most beautiful girl and lie. They are lying to you because they want something from you. And what do I say to you? When you wake up, don't wait for any man to tell you are beautiful, anybody to tell you, go to the mirror. Anybody that passes through me, I say, go to the mirror. When I wake up, I say, oh Uloma, you're the most beautiful girl on earth. Talk to yourself. So when you go and they tell you are beautiful, what will you do? Thank you. You just confirm that. I know. Thank you. Don't go the first boy that come to you and say you are beautiful. You start and they begin to touch you. No. When they say, you say, thank you. I know. Speak to yourself. Speak to yourself. Love yourself. Don't wait for any man to be the one to validate you and tell you that you're beautiful. Another sex trap is money. I've said I don't go and collect gifts and pretend. I saw the other day on one of these shows they do, the girl kept collecting gifts from the boy and the boy said he must pay back or he's going to sleep with her. And they came to settle the issue. So the boy came and seized her phone. Because he said that he took her out and he ate. Be careful. Be careful. Alcohol. Another sex trap. Alcohol. You go and sip a little. You sip a little. Of course, they will tell you that the Bible did not say that alcohol is wrong. But the Bible also, in Proverbs 31, talked about when there was advice, said that kings do not drink strong wine. Queens does not drink strong wine. Nazarites in the Bible, they don't drink strong wine. Of course, it's not a sin. So it's left for you. What name do you call yourself? 1 Peter 2:9. He said you are a royal priesthood. You have been called out of darkness into his marvelous. I always look at myself as special. That is why when my husband walked away, I felt that it's not good enough for me. That is what kept me going. Some other people, he would have stripped them of their self-esteem and they wouldn't come out. I believe that he wasn't good enough. If he's good enough, he won't go. Who sees diamond and run away? I am diamond. You see I'm getting married. You see the guy tomorrow. You see my Bobo tomorrow. He will come here tomorrow. I told him to come. I've been begging him to go. He said he will not come. So there's always another chance. Don't be deceived. After 10 years, another guy has come. And not just any guy. You see him tomorrow. Don't worry. Am I making sense? I'm talking too much. What are the consequences of premarital sex? You lose your self-worth. When a boy, let me tell you a story I keep sharing. I have my friend when we were at university. When boys chase her, she liked to, that time we like to eat their money and we come and be discussing, oh, they gave us money, we ate the money and we're feeling cool. So she kept doing that. So whenever we're going back to Unica and they live in our batch, you collect the money and go. This boy, men can be patient when they are targeting you. He waited for her. By the time, after graduation, we're waiting to serve. You are lonely. Even after class 5, when you finish it, if you want to enter university, it's a lonely time. If you finish university, trying to go to USF is also a lonely time. So that lonely time, the guy came, she was so lonely, she was broke. She was in Auntie's place. And came back. This is a guy she rejected, though. She had eaten the guy's money. The guys had even came to Unica to look for her. He played with the guy, chopped the guy, money disappeared. The guy took her to Port Harcourt. He said, you are lonely now, and from Port Harcourt looked like one big city for them. And took her there, paid for a hotel, and the guy slept with her. The guy abandoned her there. He didn't pay. And said, you're not even sweet. It took the guy 4 years to achieve that. My friend felt worthless. You felt being used. Don't get yourself to the point that you're feeling worthless and feeling being used. Okay? Don't get to that point. Disease. Consequences of premarital sex. HIV, gonorrhea, all those ones, you know about it. Some sicknesses are there, you will not see it. That's why they were asking me, have you committed abortion? Sometimes it will not show. Sometimes you give birth to the child and the child carries it and come out. Of course, we know about unwanted pregnancy, barrenness. So a woman can cause the tubes to be blocked by too many sex, too many abortions, and the tubes are blocked. Joint of spirit, 1 Corinthians 6:16, the one I've talked about. Poor grades, because you keep thinking about the guy, distracting you, you're in love, you cannot read again, and you're just thinking about the guy. I found out that there's cervical cancer. You can only have cervical cancer if you have ever slept with, you have had sex before. Sorry. I need to take off this sound. Sorry. What if are people learning anything? We are going to talk. I'm just talking so that you will begin to hear. Okay? Termination of academics. I've seen people that get pregnant and they stopped. They couldn't continue because they need to go and nurse the pregnancy. Being parent at a young age. Way out. Flee all appearances of evil. This is not. Check when you draw your plan. What am I going to do with the dating? What am I supposed to do? Some of the myths, the myths MYTH about dating, they tell you that no, you need to have sex. If you don't have sex, that when you get married, blah blah blah, that it will affect you. It's not true. They tell you that it's no more invoked to be a virgin, that being a virgin will affect you. It's not true. Sex doesn't kill anybody. Not having sex doesn't kill anybody. Somebody will tell you you need to date to belong. How can you? You are naive. It's not. You don't need to date to belong. Your validity should come from Christ. It should come from within. It should come from the value you place upon yourself. So I needed to talk all this. I've said so much. I've talked about dating. I've talked about sex. And I've talked about rape in a way that when you keep collecting gifts, sometimes we know that where we are going to is not the right place for us to go. You go there, and by so doing, you set yourself up. And of course, you know that whenever we are raped, they want to blame us. Instead of somebody say, what happened? They ask you, why did you go there? What were you wearing? Have you heard that before? And we're wishing that somebody can console us. Somebody can say, hey, yeah, without judging us and try to put it on us that we're the reason. So I want us to talk. Like I said, I've shared my own experience about, my relationship. I want you to also share yours. So if you have anything you want to share in the class, your challenges with relationship, and let's start with you. I know you can talk to people. So let's talk.
I'm going to use the matter of rape because that's the one thing I've had an experience with. And like Aunty Uloma said, it's a class of secrets. It's a class where you keep what you hear within here and you don't go out and say anything. So, as a young child, when I was 7 years old, this thing Aunty Uloma said, not having the education, no one talking to you, I wasn't, this privilege these young children have, I didn't have it. I didn't know what sex was. I didn't have sex education. So at 7, I had a cousin who was way older, and I went to Calabar for holidays, and he had sex with me, and I didn't know what happened. It was like I just knew that something wrong had happened, that I couldn't tell my mom that I did this, but I didn't know what had happened. And so this thing kept on happening. It kept on happening. It didn't happen once. It didn't happen twice. It happened. I would go. This introduced me to several things. Most of the things, the decisions I've made in life that I regret. Not regret. The bad decisions I made in life came from this particular event. And so the one thing I know is that I didn't know what had happened, but it happened. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So it was when I grew up and I started coming to places like this, I found out that I had been raped. And then I started confiding in Aunty Uloma and redeeming myself. I lost myself, but I was a depressed child. And no one used to notice it. I used to be very loud. I used to like to party. I used to like to be. Everyone says, "Ah, you're so calm. You're shy." This is what made me calm down because that happy self. Not I'm happy, but like that child in me, it just left. So that's what I lost from that whole thing. But if you ask me today, me and that my cousin were very close. Even though he has continued with his whole life and the way he's disturbing the whole family, we're still close. I sit him down and I mentor him. He's my older cousin, but I am the one who mentors him. His mom will call me from anywhere that I hadn't talked to your cousin. And I've forgiven him. I call him my elder brother. And that's one thing that being a child of God helps you to do. Forgiveness. That was very hard for me to do. But I did it. Even before I started. I hated boys. You ask my sister. In primary school, all of a sudden, I withdrew from people. I didn't want to talk to anyone. So all I'm trying to say is that your past doesn't define you. It is the decisions you make that define you. Yes. It's not hard. So that's just it. You shouldn't let things that happen. There are many of us here that can be hurting and like something's disturbing you and you have not opened up to people or something. My own is just don't let it define you. Don't let your tomorrow be judged by your yesterday. That's it.
Okay. I'm this kind of person that people find me to be very open and like say like, oh, this person is very open. Girls come and meet me, boys come and meet me. I'm this kind of like everybody just kind of thing like, just come and talk to me. So I have mostly male friends, but I know when to like to control them and like control what they talk about. They come and meet to tell me like all sorts of things. But the thing is that you should know when to control yourself. There have been so many times where like some boys come at me like, I want to date you and stuff like that, and I'm like, so what does that not like mean now? Then like they want to do doings. In my school, doings means like kissing, fingering, this, that, apart from like sex. So I'm just like, no. The thing about the girl is that you should not fall for a boy. Don't fall for a boy. You can like a boy, but don't fall for the boy. You can be. Some people say they are falling in love, but if you are falling in love, that means you are dead. You are falling. My teacher used to tell me that if a boy tells you that once I saw you, my heart skipped a beat, he's a dead man. Because if your heart skips a beat, you are dead. So never fall for a person. Just like keep it to yourself.
I hope you are hearing what she's saying. That's why I like everybody saying.
So, the first time I ever told people, basically my roommates, like even my mom doesn't know like what I'm about to say. The first time I ever opened up to actually try to talk to somebody about what I faced was when I was drunk. When I just entered university, drunk, when I alcohol and stuff. And that's when I spilled, because I was just thinking about it. I just became so sad, and then I just called one of my guys that I beg he should give me booze. I want to forget what I'm thinking about. And then that's when I came to the room, and then I just started crying. I was falling, and was even crying with me. And then I just started talking. When I was in just one, I think I was 9 years old. I was 9, and I was raped by a girl. And it was in our school. She was my friend. She was even my seatmate. She would just come. She would just be like, Michelle, come, let's go now. Let's go and sleep in sick bay. Are you not sick? I say, no, I'm not sick. But let's go, I'm sick. She will enter the sick bay, we'll lie down together, and then she'll start touching me. She'll not be like, and I didn't even know like it was wrong. I didn't think it was like a bad thing to do. So she would do that, and then there's one time she started using it to blackmail me, that she was going to report me. I said, report me for what? I didn't even know what I was doing, like what is wrong. She was not like that. She can even do it with anybody, this and that. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know it was a bad thing to do. Then I entered secondary school, and I kept on. And even at that, when I go from just 1 to SS3, from just 2 I became a boarder. Every single time I was to resume school, I always cried. My mother literally told me that it's as if I was going to see a therapist. I have problems with making or keeping girls as my friend. I find it as a struggle. It's a trauma that I feel as if it can't even leave. When I just sit down and I think back to what happened, what I did, is of recent I even became, like maybe just 3, just 2, that I became aware of secondary school. I was like, it has already happened to me before. Why stop? So I was in secondary school, I was known to be the girls, that type of thing. I had plenty friends, but I didn't have anybody nobody saw me crying and smiling at the same time, that type of thing. And then my mom will literally look at me that she knows that there's something wrong with me. I'm always smiling. I'm always trying to to not think about the fact that it's not even a boy that even raped me. It was my fellow woman, and I didn't even know it was wrong. And every time my mom is trying to talk to me, Michelle, like what's happening and this, and then I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to just tell her. And the same cousin that went with my sister also tried to do it with me. No, even my sister doesn't know this. This is the first time I'm ever seeing. He tried it when we were in Calabar. He always said that it was not wrong, that we are family, that is not bad, that we can just keep it in between ourselves, that nobody must know. And then I was like, okay, sure, fine, if it's not bad, it's fine. And then he kissed me. He did this severally. He according to him, it's normal to kiss, just the way people kiss, he said is normal. And then I went with it. I just let it go. And then at a point in my life, when I entered university, I knew how to dress very well. Everybody says I have a very nice shape, and I know how to wear a dress that will look nice on me. So many boys used to follow me, but I found myself in the company of drug addicts, people that are not focused with school, people that they didn't come to school to make a future. And anytime my sister tried to talk to me about it, I always told her that she should leave me, that she has had her own experience, that she should leave me, let me experience that. These are my friends, I can call them up and they'll turn up for me, that type of thing. I was just influenced, I just started hating girls. I don't know, I just felt so lost. I didn't even know how to take, because up to now nobody knows nobody knows. This is the second set of people I'm saying this thing to, because it's hard for me to be able to open up. I just felt the courage because something just spoke in my spirit that I should say that I should say what's on my mind. And then I just started following wrong friends. I even took drugs in school, and I fell in the company of somebody I thought I loved that was wrong. That was just, he was my supplier. And then I wouldn't even know. I won't know. I'll lick ice cream and then the taste to wash out and stuff like that. But yes, that is just basically my experience about.
Sorry. This thing she said about me not knowing. You see, the thing we love is that it blinds you. When you begin to love someone, everything anyone has to say around you is balbadash. It's stupid. It's bullshit. It doesn't make sense. I used to advise Michelle, my sister. I used to tell her that this guy isn't good for you, because every single thing I've heard about him, I had friends like this in 100 level, and I'm seeing the path they are following. They have the school has expelled them. These people weren't good, and you're falling into that cycle. And my sister would tell me that I'm judging her. I should stop being a mother to her. I should be her sister. Blah blah blah. It got to the extent we had a fight in the room one day because we were roommates in school. And then I had to call my dad. She said some really hurtful things because of this bad influence. And I had to call someone because it was getting to me. Because as the elder one, seeing your younger sibling going somewhere that is wrong is hard. So this guy, like she said, supplied her, saw her going down like 6 shot glasses in school and didn't try to stop her. She didn't even know the way back to the hostel. She came back that night. The voice recording is still on my phone, because I said I was going to play it for her so that when she's in her consciousness, she will listen to it. So all I'm trying to say is that when you find yourself in a bad company, it's hard to let go because you feel you have arrived. That's the best place to be. You're living life. You're living la vida loca. That's the place you want to be. But it really isn't. Because like Aunty Tega said, it's not necessarily a drug, but it's selling you something that isn't reality. It's a nightmare. And it's going to affect you in the nearest future. That's another thing friends do. I had friends in 100 level that made me feel less of myself, and that's very hard, because my mom says one thing about me. She loves me because people say I'm weird, and once you tell me I'm weird, I'll correct you. I'm not weird. I just have a unique style that you have never met before. That's what I always say. So these girls will video me, maybe I'm sleeping, and they'll video me to make fun of me when I come out and I'm like decent in their midst. They're going for parties I don't want to go, and then I became the mother hen. I'm the one that church, Bible, that I don't want to live my life. I want to stay and be following my mother and be the mother of the whole school. Even this semester, my friends were going for a party, and then they were like, leave Anne. She and her blankets will die together. That she is never ready to go anywhere. And this peer pressure has been there from my 100 level to 300 level. They have pushed me several times to go for parties, and I can't, Because in my school, they rape girls in these parties. Girls come back high. Some girls, you see them sleeping on the road, rolling everywhere. And this is supposed to be a Catholic school. So when you go to places and you find yourself in the bad company, please remember what you have been taught. Remember, so that you do not make a mess of yourself. Thank you.
Okay. So let me start from my GS1. They always know me everywhere. Like I've gone to 5 different schools. I'm my 5th school. Like as I speak to you, they know me for Odelia. They know that, like, if I don't know how to put it, but like my characters, like the way I was in primary school, like I was very stubborn. I was a I'm very I was this I'm the most stubborn girl in my house. From the 5 of us, they know me like that, and at a point it became worrisome. Like, why is you only Odelia? Why is she this? Why is she that? I'm the biggest of all. Why am I the ones and everything? But like, number one, the first thing I want to say is, like, as since we started this camp, almost every day, like they sing it to us: accept who you are, accept the type of person God has given to you. Self, you should have self encouragement, self this. You just have this thing that you love yourself and everything like that. In my SS1, when I first entered my 5th school, I was bigger than this. Like, as I said, I was bigger than this because of the school I went to before. I was in a day school. I left my former school in GS1. And GS2 was locked down, which I started in my former school when I went to last school, and that's what made me bigger. My peer pressure started in my GS3. Once I saw my friends doing what they were doing, everybody partying, everybody getting new babe and everything, like, oh Delia, why not? Just try. And like, I didn't I was not that type of person, because I thought, okay, boys do not like me, I'm big and stuff like that. But it didn't really like it. I didn't try. I didn't try things like that, but I just felt bad at that point, like really bad. But starting from my SS1, guys didn't. I don't know, it's guys. People didn't even like me more because they said I'm too big. I don't know how to talk because I didn't have. There was a way I was before. Yes, we're meant to be straightforward in the way we say things and everything, but like my own was too much. Let's say this person is like I can just walk up to someone regardless how they feel anything. I can walk up to you, guy, you are just the way you are, like I don't like you, you are so ugly, that type of thing. And they said I didn't have filter, that I was just like that, and did not like it because I'm just like the way I am. In SS2 was when I regained my character changed in my SS2. I was more I'm still social. I still like to party till now. I still love vibes. That's just the way I am. Type of person I cannot just be quiet. It's not just how I am. And I don't like staying in the midst of quiet people because I will not just feel free. I dislike it. It makes me I just feel one kind, like why are they quiet? And like you said, just makes me feel uncomfortable. I can't, like, if all of us are like this, if all of us are quiet, I can just walk out. I can go. I'd rather be alone than like be in the midst of people, because people that are quiet, because I don't just like, it's not just me. So why am I like that? But like as you said, being weird, I hardly tell people that they are weird. It's only when like I'm joking with you or like you are actually being weird. But I cannot just tell you that you are like when I refer to someone as being weird, is like you are saying some things that like so random, like not it's not adding up at that point, and that's when I'll tell you that you are weird. But like type of person, and what I'm trying to say is that just this is my experience, just be yourself, no matter how people take you as. Just be yourself. You don't have to form in front of anybody. I don't form in front of people because I don't see the use. Like you can just be yourself and people will like you more. And if they don't like you at that particular point, they're not the only people in this life. Some of my friends I had back then, like Aunty Uloma said it, I think it was yesterday or today. Some people like when you leave them, like okay, was Pastor? Oh, when they leave you, you think when you see your friends and like they leave you, think they're the ones that like you can't do anything in life without them. The friends I had before, that's how I felt. I could not do anything without them before, but like right now, they haven't the ones now. It's them that haven't like you more. Now that's not how it's meant to be. So it's meant to appreciate yourself regardless of your size. I don't. If you like from now to tomorrow, if you like insult me about my size, that's who I am. Take it or leave it. Like that is what you see that you carry. So like just thank you.
I will say something. You see, don't allow anybody to body shame you. That thing in America is driving them to commit suicide. I have one of my biggest customers when I was in bank is an ambassador. Her daughter in UK, when she comes in, she doesn't come out because she's big. So she believed that she's ugly, so she will lock herself with all the money. The mother used to be a big person in this country, but and that's her only child. She will lock herself up because of body shaming. That's why I was talking about accept yourself. You know when I talk about self-acceptance, if you don't accept yourself, nobody will even accept you. You have to accept yourself, appreciate you for you. It doesn't mean that you cannot work. Like me, I will add weight, lose weight. Me, I've accepted it. Last year, when my sister wedded in December, I was so slim. I didn't even know I've added weight until I wanted to wear one clothes. I said, Jesus, I said, Jesus, one day I told myself, I'm even tired of all this. I've always dieted all my life. I have always dieted, but I will go up and down. So when I struggle, you wouldn't know that I've not eaten. I come out to tell me. One day I came and somebody tell me, what happened to you? You're fat. I said, thank you very much. He said, I said, because I want to be fat. He said, it's not good. I said, says who? I said, thank you very much. I like to be fat. Doctor recommended you go and sit down. Some of you, when they say you guys start, I don't think there's anything I'll go and sit there and start crying. Not me. I have so conditioned. That's why I told you when my husband left, I was able to come out. The next Sunday, I went to Youth Church Family Worship Center, climbed the altar and preached. Tell them my husband ran away. They were laughing. Say this and they thought I was joking. And of course, I started telling them what happened. See, don't let people write your history. Don't let them know you are responsible for your story. Write your narrative. What narrative do you want people to buy? If not, they will define you and write what they want. They come out, that one that is not married, that's your business. One day I asked my pastor, when you don't marry, will they stop us from going to heaven? He said, no. When you don't have a child, will they stop us? I say, it's okay, I'm good to go. Let my decision to marry be my decision, not because you are pressurizing me. Let my decision to have a child be my decision. When people come to say, it's not even penny you don't have a child. I say, when you born Piki, born my own. Haba, you born your own, I go born my own. Some of the things that are affecting you are things that are irrelevant. You are not in that school, your parents couldn't afford the school, so you feel until you go to that particular school, you don't matter. These days now, all of you, if you don't go abroad, it means that you don't matter. It's people that go abroad. When they go to school abroad, when they come back, you people are looking at them as if they fell from the fallen angels. Fallen angels, they're just fallen down. And when you see them, you can't talk beside them. And especially you girls, when they come to, you be, oh, I like him. And when they come back, they'll change Fune for one semester. They'll come and be speaking Fune for you. And some of them are in Europe, they don't speak English there. So I don't know when they come back from Europe and they're speaking Fune and you are tripping, they want one earring and you are dying. Oh, I'm crushing. Oh, I'm well done. You are crushing. It's look at his lips. We like I told you, boys are affected by what they see, but us, what we hear. How many of you I've crushed on Davido before? Say the truth. I like Davido a lot. You people say I'm raising my hand. You people are leaving me alone. You like Wizkid? Who do you like?
Davido.
Huh? Oh my God! That Rema people like him. He's a fine. There's a way he poses when he's dancing. There's one step he's dancing. Have you seen that thing? Yes. Oh my God! When he dances, I say, Jesus, this is somebody's son. Somebody's son. And some people say, oh, Rainbow, oh my God. That is what happens. And the next time they touch the girl, you just go and open your legs, and they sleep with you. And the next thing, they will not answer your call. They don't want to see you. And your self-worth is stripped away. Those are the things that trip us. I'm telling you, I like Davido. You know why I like Davido? I like to read about people to know their history. I like to read biography a lot. I read people's biography. Like someone like Ronaldo, I don't used to like Ronaldo because I feel that he's very arrogant. But one day I was traveling to US, that long trip. I just, I saw a magazine about him. I started reading about him. And after reading about him, I began to appreciate him. This Derele that dressed like, I hated that guy. Derele that dressed like, we wear one on cola. I used to, whenever I said, you have to cut out. Until one day I read about him, I began to fall in love. Try to study people so that you don't just judge people. When I read his story, where he's coming from, the things he's been through, I began to see when people don't appreciate you because they don't know what you've been through. They just see where you are and they begin to judge you. So I try to study people. I try to appreciate people. Like Big Brother, I don't watch it. But I know there's one Big Brother they did. There's somebody called Tacha. He was taken away from the thing. So people were saying a lot of things. Blah, blah. I went to go and study about her. I've seen the one they call Angel too. I went to go and study about her. And I saw her story, how her parents were not there. And I like to see beyond what people see. So that's why I can do what I do. I see what beyond people see. So I can love you in the midst of your mess. I can reach out to you. So people come and say, oh, you're a pastor. Why do you like this? Why are you not condemning? When Tiwa Savage, her sex video was all over the place. I didn't see it. I will not click on it. But you cannot say anything bad about her in front of me. You know why? This lady came out on an interview because he was about to release a song and said somebody is threatening her to release it. And the person released it. Nobody was interested to find out who did that to her. Everybody was judging her, talking nonsense about her. Am I saying that what she did is right? No. But what I'm saying is that most of the time, people are quick to judge. People are quick to judge. And because people are quick to judge, they don't even give the person the opportunity to change. They don't give the person the opportunity to be reached out to. So those are my candidates. I like those kind of people. If I have an opportunity, I reach out to you and tell you that I love you. When Will Smith had the issue, everybody, I'm the only person that stood by him. I'm sure there are other people. You cannot say any negative thing. I said, this is a guy, he loved his wife and he decided to do anything. So come and say whatever you want to say. Because Americans hated Will Smith because they've been feeling, oh, the wife is this, that. It's his decision to stay with the woman. It's not your business. Whatever it is, it's his personal business. And the way he handled it, when that thing happened, 25 hours is happened, people were saying good things, appreciating what he did. The next thing he turned around and we knew how he came. What am I saying? Don't be quick to join the crowd to condemn people. Find out what is behind the scene. Oh, somebody committed prostitution. Find out what happened. And if you find out what happened, that will give you the heart to help. That's why there's nobody, no matter how messed up you are, they bring it. Uloma will be the last person that will condemn anybody, because I'm somebody that is saved by grace. I don't even know the reason why I was a very bad girl. There's no painting of it. I've told you the story, and you can ask me anything. So I don't think I'm qualified to judge anybody. I'm not. So, but there are people that are holier than thou. Well, some of them gave their life to Christ in their mother's womb. It's okay. But some of us is by the grace of God. And the moment you do that, to learn to go beyond yourself, to just appreciate people, it will help you to counsel people. Am I making sense?
Okay, I want to talk about myself personally. So, while I was younger, where we were staying, we had like family friends. They were living in the same compound with us, and then one of them, his younger sisters, he was like their stepbrother, but he was like far older, because he was like the same age with my uncles. And I always used to go to the house to play because they were like my age mates in the house. And when I was small, everybody used to like me. Like there wasn't a place I would go to and then you not like me, because I was always like chatty and bubbly and stuff. So whenever I go to their house, he send his siblings to go and get something or buy something, and then he was always trying to molest me. And then there was this particular time he actually came to our house, and when he came to the house, he would have raped me that day. Thankfully, God sent my brother to the room somehow, and he just adjusted, and that was how I left them. So growing up, I didn't really like guys because my parents are separated, like they're not together, and I always felt like it's my dad's fault. So I always have issues with my dad. But I've been praying to God to give me spirit of wisdom and forgiveness. So I always felt like it's my dad's fault. So because of that, I don't like guys, and because of what happened to me in the past, I didn't like guys. I always just try to like stay away from them. Then before I entered secondary school, there was this family relative that came to stay with us. They brought her from the village, and she was actually staying with my elder sister before, but then my elder sister was like, she doesn't understand the way she was behaving. So now moved her to my mom's house. So she was staying with us in the house, and she now introduced me to lesbianism. And she was molesting me. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't know how to tell her to stop. And every time I used to tell myself that I'm going to talk to somebody, or in my house, like we are from a Christian family, and I'm not the kind of person that is used to sharing my problems to people. I just believe like I can solve my problems by myself, because I don't want to tell somebody my problems and then the next thing you tell me is, say, yeah, sorry, then you go behind me and then go and start gossiping. So I just feel like I should just keep my problems to myself. I'll solve it myself. I don't talk to anybody. I don't even share things to my mom, which I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't feel like safe talking to anybody, and I haven't told anybody this thing before. I think the only people that know is me and then whoever was involved in it. So she kept on abusing me and stuff till when I entered secondary school, and then before I got back from school, she had already left the house. So from there, I used to be like very careful with people. Like I don't want to relate myself with people and all those kind of things. And then I prayed to God because my house was so clean. I knew that I didn't want to be that kind of person. Whenever I start talking about lesbianism and stuff, I used to feel so guilty in my conscience. And then I prayed to God to help me. And then from there, I think because of all those things, then I got introduced to pornography. And from pornography, I knew what I was doing was wrong, and every time I'm like, God, I'm not going to do this thing again, and then I go back to it. And when I'm done, I pray and like I'm like, God, please, I'm sorry, I don't want to do this again. And then every time when I'm praying, I'll be crying. I'm like, God, just when will my deliverance to church? To you church in my church, I'm hearing God has delivered me. Someone even came to share testimony how God delivered him from masturbation in church and stuff like that. And I was like, God, when will you deliver me from my own? So 21 days fasting came in my church. I did 21 days fasting with that whole pump. After 21 days fasting, I went back to it, and then I was like, every time I was like, oh, I'm going to call someone and speak to her. Like she's like a counselor in my church, and I was like, I'll call her and speak to her, since she doesn't know me like one-on-one. To be easier to talk to someone that I haven't met, and she hasn't seen my face, so there's no how she go and start pointing finger. Even she wants to tell everybody about me. But then I kept on postponing. I didn't talk to her. I just on my own started trying small. Maybe after a week, if I leave it, next time I'm back to it again. I'll pray, I'll go back again, and like that. And when I was in school, people used to make fun of me a lot because of Ella, you're fat now. Wow, Ella, you're like two people. Ella, you're this. Ella, you're that. It's really in your house that there's food. And there was a point that I think during coronavirus, when I went home for the holiday and I increased a lot, and when I went back to school, people were just shouting. And then whenever I'm passing, I used to like hear them gossip. Like the gossip used to be so loud. There used to be, and I'm this kind of person that in my class, there used to be like me, I'm rude and arrogant, because there's no how you tell me something that I don't like to hear, and then I'll sit down and be listening to you. That's just the thing. And then if you're talking about somebody that me I don't like, also I will also tell you, why will you be doing this kind of thing? Because I know how I felt when people were doing it to me. So at a point I started feeling like very bad. I used to be like very conscious about myself. But I started doing, imagine being in a boarding school where there's like food, like your ration of food is like reduced, and then you start doing exercise, unnecessary exercise. I remember there was one day, my school is very big. I jogged around the school. When I came back, it was like I was going to die that day. Nobody.
They don't know the struggle, the pain you go through to lose this weight, and you finish suffering. Somebody will say, you're too fat. Stop eating too much. Meanwhile, you have not even eaten.
And then everybody like, and I'm like, what do these people want? Then at a certain point, I started to love myself for the way I was. You can't tell me, Ella, you're looking too far. I'm like, it's God's goodness. So, it's because there's food in my house. And, like, I discovered that once I started loving myself, people started loving me the way I am. Like, people, when I was in school, people used to come and meet me. I'm like, hi, God, Ella, please, I want to be like. And I'm like, what is inside me that you want to be like? See, I want to be. She, like, a girl, my maid particularly, she kept disturbing me. She wants to be like me. I thought she was just joking and catching cruise. Until when her mom came to school and she was like, Mom, this is the Ella I'm telling you about. Her mom was like, she's always disturbing me about you at home. And then, like, so I got to understand, like, I got to love myself, because if I kept listening to the negative things people were saying about me, even up to now, some people still talk, you're like my mother, me and you are always the same. I'll just smile and then leave. That's just because I don't think what you are saying can do anything to me. Is what I think about personally that affects me. So yes, basically that's it.
Any other person want to say something? No, on this one I don't. We have just 10 minutes. Let somebody have not said it.
So I don't think I can ever say that I was the type of person who was easily influenced by people's like decisions. Like, I honestly don't believe that anytime people wanted to do something, I would want to do it because they were doing it. Because I believe that if they don't want me, if I don't want to do it, I'll not do it, because it is my opinion and it is my life. But then, I remember when I changed schools in SS1, I resumed school late. Like, I resumed in 3rd week of SS1. And then my school in SS1, my set mates were not welcoming to new students, like, at all. And then other new students came in my set in bulk, like we were plenty. And then other new students had already like this kind, they've already settled in, they've already bonded, that kind of thing. And then you now just come and you're not like the only person. And then I'm quiet when I'm not comfortable. Like, I don't talk. And then it was just this kind that, okay, I just sit down. A lot of the time I just sit down and I'm just looking around, like I'm just watching everybody. And in my school, when you just resume school, it's unsettling, because in my school everybody used to read during exam period and it was scary. And then I'm not used to putting in efforts to like read my books to pass. Exactly. That's the way it was. And then when I now saw it, I was not uncomfortable, because this kind, you're going to a new place, you don't know where your standing is in your grades. And the way everybody was, it made me uncomfortable, like very uncomfortable. And then there was one person in particular, I won't mention her name, but this girl is the type of person who will talk to you about, then behind your back, she talks somewhere else. My room, we're all new students, minus one person, but this girl was in the room next to mine. And then their room was known as toxic. In my SS1, I only entered their room like 3 times. My entire SS1, and their room was known as toxic. So I don't know, it was a group, like they might say that there's no group in particular, but then it is quite obvious that there are different groups in that area. Like in my, like there are groups. And I can't remember, once on corridor there was a math test, and me and math, we're trying to learn to love each other. And there was this math test I wrote, and I got, I think, was it 8/20 or something? And that kind of thing is like, it's not like I'm not putting in the effort, though. I'm putting in the effort, but then what I see in the test is different in general. And then I remember later on, I think it was the day before we went home, I heard this girl say, no, I didn't hear from her, but one of my friends was in her room, and then she said that in their room that they were gossiping about me. I don't know why. It just is to sweet your body. But then that they were talking, and then they now said I was dumb. AIC, African International College. And then, yes, ma'am. And then she said I was dumb. And I'm the type of person who was enter, but then our form had, and it took time.
Okay, we're going to talk after now. So, bottom line of what we are talking about, at least I've learned from all of you. How many of you have not met me on one-on-one? Because I must meet everybody. So I have not met people in this class. I've been meeting people, so I must make sure I meet all of you before we leave this camp, okay? I'm going to meet you today. But if you are going for sports, but make sure I'll meet you somehow today. Then tomorrow there's still another mentorship. I must talk with all of you. But I like your openness and appreciate your openness, and I want to let you know that I'm here. At any point, this is one woman that will never judge you, okay? This is one woman that believes in you. And this camp is like a leeway to the things that we want to do. Like they said, December, I'm going to do a girls program. How many of you want to come for that, or only girls? I'm going to see how we're going to get a place. We're going to pay because we have to get maybe a hotel. How many you prefer a hotel? But because we're not doing sports. We'll just be talking, go to the pool, swim, come back. How many of you like that kind of thing? Joy, you're already looking for what? Yes. You like this one, Ba?
No, not this one. Same one on the way.
No, we're not going to do that. No. I said, guess out. We are not doing sports. We are just going to be talking. I talk to you, teach you different. It's not that. It's not this kind of guess time out with Uloma. Well, we will sleep now. We'll go to the pool, hang around, relax, and talk. But we're not doing. We're not doing. It's not. We're not teaching. We're not preaching. It's just to talk with me. So we just schedule it. We talk about sex. We talk about dating. We talk about like this. Let's talk. Any topic you bring, we talk, and we sleep. And the night we go and eat in the restaurant. They will serve us. Choy. We eat. How many? It will be expensive. That's what I'm telling you now, so that you can start preparing now. Guys, start saving your money. Some of you that blow your money. Start saving. It's in December. We have it. How many days should we have it?
5.
Jesus. Eh? We have it before you go for Christmas.
No, but we phones be allowed.
Sorry?
We phones be allowed.
Why phones be allowed? It's not. We're not doing that kind of. We are coming with our phone. We're going to play. We want to check out. What do we check on social media? Do you understand? We are going. Do you understand? So. I've been waiting for them since morning. They missed a lot, but they're going to check. There are some of the recorded one, but this particular class, I'm not showing to anybody. It's only those people, those girls, and I will inspire it. We talk a lot of private things, but there are other ones that are recorded, and some of those ones you can have. The only people that can have this one that we talk to people in this class. After that, no other person. So we're going to do that, okay? So did you learn anything? So we're continuing. I'm going to see each and every one of you, and tomorrow we are doing financial literacy. We are doing career talk, but we are going to do our mentorship. We must find a way to do, still talk to all of you. And I know that when you leave, you'll be happy that you came. I told your parents that it's not going to be an academic exercise. Does it look like an academic exercise? I don't want the academic exercise. Even the other one that we were talking, did you see the way I was talking? Was I carrying Bible up and down? I was talking relatable things because no youth want to be bored, okay? So God bless you. And let's thank you. So we're going to be seeing, I'm going to mentor all of you. I'm going to see her when I rest. I'm going to see you maybe after sports, but before we sleep, I'll see you, okay? But I'm going to talk to all of you one-on-one. That's what is called a one-on-one mentorship. I've spoken to a lot of, every child that came for this camp must have a one-on-one with me. I must finish it someday before they go home. That's why I cannot afford to gather too many crowd because I won't be able to talk to everybody. People are looking at the money. I'm not interested in the money. If God is interested in what I did, let him send money to me. Haba, every time I'm looking for a lot, and it's been coming. Because these are the kind of things people don't do. People don't do it because everybody pretends. Nobody will come and tell you, as a single girl slept out. Nobody says those kind of things. So, Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to pray for yourself. Father, I pray and cover everyone with the blood of Jesus. Father, for everything secret that they've shared, I pray that the devil will not use it against them. In the name of Jesus. Father, let it be an example. Let it be a word for somebody that we're not even able to share. Let it empower us to be able to overcome and become godly girls that will rule this society. Godly girls that will that will be career women, godly girls that will be pastors, godly girls that will do things and influence their society. Father, this is not just the end of it. There's so much more we're going to still do tomorrow. And after now, my program that I'm starting, Time Out with Aunty Uloma, that when we come, we'll be able to just bail out. We'll go to a place that will bail out and we get help without being judged. Holy Spirit, help each and every one of us. For some of us that are still hurting, heal our pain, heal our wound. Father, we give you all the glory. For in Jesus' name we are praying.